Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89 and VA Claims Consulting. Leave no vet behind. Thank you for joining me tonight for the live Q&A session. I'm going to be taking the majority of questions tonight. I do have some topics, but not a lot. So if everybody want to give me a thumbs up to make sure that they can hear me, I'm trying to move my mic around to make sure that I can still see the screen. Okay. So with that being said, welcome everyone. Definitely appreciate you taking the time to check in tonight for this Q&A event. But before we get started, just want to let everybody know a quick disclaimer. I'm not a claims agent, nor I do not work for a law firm. I do not advise the vet on what they should or shouldn't do. Here at cmd89.com, we only educate the veteran on the claims process. Okay, so you don't have to be a claims agent or a lawyer to educate someone on the claims process. My background, I used to be a rating specialist for the VA before I retired. So they want to go back to didn't want to work for a law firm or be a claims agent, which is nothing wrong with those professions. I only wanted to educate veterans on the claims process. Okay. So with that being said, this presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. I am trying to get through these comments without putting on my glasses. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. That's a lot better. Okay. So welcome everyone. First calf leads the way. Go Army. So in the comment section and chat window, let me know what branch of service. I'm going to start off with one quick topic. I lost my train of thought. One thing that we need to do, I will ask everyone to make sure when they type in the chat window, just leave it to the questions, because I am reading and there are already a lot of questions in there. So I want to make sure I get to everyone's question. Want to remind everybody this Friday, August 27th, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know I said 2 p.m., but the reminder for the individuals that are already signed up, the first reminder email should have went out today with the link. And with that being said, this Friday's event, you got to share your video. Okay. I understand some veterans are uncomfortable with sharing their videos. If that's the case, then you need to attend the live stream tonight. I might do these. I don't know if I want to do them every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. Okay. So if you're not comfortable with sharing your video, then, just make sure you hop on like tonight, and, you don't have to share your video. You can just ask some questions. Your name that you signed up with, sign in with that particular name. Okay. Because I will be taking roll. Make sure you log in like 10 or 15 minutes prior to make sure you got your audio or your video, because when 1 p.m. hits, I'm rolling, and I may or may not let anybody else in after that point, just because we may be already in some dialogue. Okay. So make sure you sign in a few minutes early. So I think we got, we still have some seats available. So if you're available 1 p.m. Eastern time, you will get a notification email as a reminder. I know I said in the past 2 p.m., but the class is actually 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. All right. So talked about the live Zoom. We're just going to go ahead and jump into some questions. Like I said, I want to leave this about 30, 40 minutes. Don't want it to go too long, like I say. And also, let me know in the comment section. It's going to be hard to do this every week because I'm still doing content for the YouTube channel, videos. But let me know if you would like for me to do this Q&A every other week. And if so, Wednesday is a good day for me, but let me know a time. So if you want me to do a little bit earlier, a little bit later, 30, 40 minutes, just let me know in the comment section. Okay. So the first question we got tonight is, let me just make sure Okay. We got from Ray. Ray says, hello, sir. How are you? Doing good. Really need your help. Do you have one-on-one sessions? I just don't want to want the peanut gallery comments here. Hey, yeah, Ray, not a problem. We do, if you're asking about a private Q&A session, feel free to schedule a 15-minute consultation with me. The details of the website with the contact information is in the contact section of our website. But if you want to give me a call, my number is 855-765-3137, extension 0, and we can get that private Q&A session scheduled for you. In the private Q&A sessions, it's not a how-to session. Again, we don't tell the veteran what they should or shouldn't do, but depending on what they're trying to do, we educate them on that. So, for example, if you were denied a condition and you want to come back in and reopen that claim, a lot of veterans don't know what form to use. A lot of veterans don't know what new and relevant evidence is. We give examples of what new evidence is. We give examples of relevant evidence, okay? And we may even go over the 0995 form, the first couple of pages with you so you understand it. So we're educating you. You take that and you go do what you have to do and be successful with your claim, okay? So if that's something you're interested in, Ray, definitely reach out to me. If you didn't get that number, again, it's on our website at the bottom, but my extension is 0, okay? All right. Yeah, Derek, good evening, vets. Thank you for your service. Thank you as well. The AS, what does that mean? Alcorn State in Mississippi. Hook'em Ram, there we go. Cmp, August 30th. It's coming up for asthma. I'm trying to connect to burn pits. Any advice? Not documented service, but diagnosed at 40, along with other respiratory issues. Never a smoker. So Hook'em Ram, I'm kind of confused. Are you currently service connected to asthma at 40%, or are you trying to get service connected for asthma due to burn pits? And if so, are you saying you meet the 40% criteria? Now, there is something new as it pertains to presumptives due to Gulf War air particulates or something like that. I've done some research on it since our last Q&A, not a lot. I want to make sure I do a little bit more research on it before I do create a YouTube live, not a YouTube live, but a YouTube video for it. So I'm not giving misinformation or partial information or confusing information, because when they come out with something like that, you definitely want to know exactly what to look for. Okay. It's a presumptive, meaning that obviously if you served in a certain location, so the regulation I'm sure points out you had to serve in a certain location for a certain time period, and it could be is it Gulf War undiagnosed illness due to being exposed to particular matter or burn pits while in Southwest Asia. Do you have a current diagnosis of asthma? Do you know the diagnostic code or the diagnostic code criteria for asthma? And I believe asthma, they make you, if I'm not mistaken, make you take a PFT test, a pulmonary function test. So definitely go out there to the 38 CFR, the rating schedule for asthma, and look up that criteria. Derek says, file for PTSD denied 2018. High-level review granted. Okay. I'm not understanding that. Are you saying high-level review granted favorable findings? They don't grant favorable findings. They grant the actual condition. So did the high-level review grant PTSD, favorable findings of other specified trauma and stress-related disorder with alcohol use disorder, partial remission at 70%? Okay, so they gave it to you, although I didn't file for this. That's hard to say. If you didn't file for it, why would they grant it? If you had someone represent you, did they put it in for you and you did not know it? But to get more information on that, I would need to see that rating decision to see, why they granted it, and if you had anything else before that. So again, something like this is a prime example of when you need a copy of your VA claim folder, okay? Because you can go through and look at everything on that CD before that high-level review decision was made of what evidence that's in your VA claim folder, okay? Michael says, if diabetes is hereditary in my family, can I claim VA disability for diabetes? Okay, Michael, I did a video. I did four-part series: step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. Go back and look at that video. Okay, and in that video, I'll try and pull up here if I can get it on my YouTube channel here under content. But in step 1, I talk about the okay, Derek, I'm gonna put the link to that video in the chat box. Okay, watch that video, and in that video, I talk about the 5 ways of service connection. And if you're claiming, if it's something that you want to claim, then connecting that to one of the 5 ways. And even I'm gonna go back to my first video that I ever did on YouTube. Well, it wasn't my first video, but I think it was the first important video where I went in a little bit more in depth on the 5 ways of service connection. So I'm gonna put 2 videos, watch both of those, and think about your diabetes and where do they fall under one of the 5 ways. Unfortunately, being hereditary in your family is not related to service unless it's a 1 year, unless it falls under the 1 year presumptive under 38 CFR 3.309A or Agent Orange exposure. Okay. So as we are asking questions, make sure you hit that notification button. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button. And also let's get the likes up. Okay. Another question from Derek: conflicting medical opinions. By the way, medical treatment and negative Cmp for PTSD, 2018 diagnosis of other. Just what you should apply for 2000. It depends. Again, that's why it's key to have a copy of your claims folder or everything that. Here's, I got it out for everybody to see. This is my CD. Okay, this is the CD. I got a copy of my claims folder. Okay. So you can see, well, in that rating decision, why did they grant that effective date? Okay. And even though if you appealed it, were you outside the appeal date? All right. So there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of information that needs to be looked at to confirm to see why they gave you the effective date. In that rating decision, they granted the benefit. They tell you why they granted that effective date. I did a video explaining the difference between a rating decision and a notification letter. Okay. I think that was step 3 in that 4-part series that I just recently did. Okay. Gun Guy, what's going on? Hey, thanks for showing up. Make sure we get these likes up. There we go. Yep. There it is, Alex. Go Army. Johnny says, hello, Mr. Kimball. Hey, how we doing? Hello to you. Okay. It's that time. It's that time. How do you appeal a VHA clothing allowance decision? The reason why I'm laughing is because I am about to do that. I think. For those of you who don't know, you can get a clothing allowance through VHA. VHA stands for Veteran Healthcare Administration. Now, it's that time. I don't think that those individuals that grant the appliances, grant the clothing allowances for the appliances for your service-connected condition, they give detail on how to appeal, but it should be something in that letter explaining to you how do you appeal it. Okay. I did a video back in December 27th, 2020. Okay. can you file a complaint and submit an inquiry? And I talk about what I did as it pertains to a claim that I had through the VHA, which was a clothing allowance. Okay, I saw some inconsistencies with the with the supervisor, and I was able to get some clarification. I'll get it rectified without filing an appeal. So it's that time. I would say go back and check out their videos from December 27th. And I'll put it in the description section. Hopefully doesn't get lost with doesn't get confused with the other two videos that I uploaded. But it's, let's see, I want to make sure I got the name right. It's because I remember it was on December 27th, I think. But let's see. December. But yeah, I was talking about, can you submit an inquiry or file a complaint? And the answer was yes. Yes, VA claims process. Can you submit an inquiry or complaint? So it's that time. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to that video in the comment section. So make sure you go check that out. Okay. Yep, gun guy, thumbs up, people. Get those likes up. We got 43 people. We should have 43 likes. Okay. Iris, hello. Hey, how you doing? It's the time again. VHA clothing allowance denial letter came with VA form 10-0998. How do I appeal that decision? Okay, understand it's that time. You're talking about a VHA. What I talk about is VBA. Okay, so again, on that 0998, it should tell you in the first 2 pages or the last 2 pages, there are instructions on or explanations as it pertains to each section of that form. You have to go back and read it. I'm not familiar with all the forms on the healthcare side. I never worked on the healthcare side. That's a total different agency within the VA. A lot of stuff that I talk about is on the benefit side. Okay. It's that time say United States Marine Corps. All right, Gunny. Hey, Dwayne, U.S. Army Fort Bragg. Okay, I see you. I see you. One of my best supervisors that was in the Army. He PCS from Germany to Fort Bragg, and he always talked about that. All right, I see you. The real H-Town, go check out a video I did about claims, things that you could claim due to being awarded the parachute badge. I just did that. I have a second screen open. I'm just scrolling through some videos for everybody, but there should be, one of the recent claims I just did. So definitely, I did on August 4th. So go check that out. I think if you have a parachute badge, you'll find that very interesting. Okay, some good information there. Okay, I'm just going through this, guys and women, guys and gals, to make sure I get all these questions. I have a Cmp exam schedule. It took 30 days after I submitted my claim. Hey, that's quick. That is quick. When I first did my first claim, it took 10 months before I got my first Cmp exam. Okay. So that's definitely quick. Again, make sure you get educated. But question, Bobby, do you know if you claim multiple conditions, do you know which Cmp exam that they requested? Okay. And this is not a topic that I had planned on talking about tonight, but I'll throw it in there. You know, a lot of my clients, they'll say, hey, Dwayne, I got a call from QTC or LHI VS services saying, I've been scheduled for a Cmp exam. And they claim 5 different things. My next question to them is, did you ask what exams did they actually schedule you for? And majority of the time, the answer is no. I went thinking that everything that I claimed they scheduled an exam for, and that was not the case. So you don't want to get blindsided. That's something that you can do. You don't have to. But for me, if I had to do it again, I definitely would ask, because I would want to educate myself on whatever condition I'm claiming. go to the rating schedule and see where I feel I fall percentage-wise for each condition so I can reasonably articulate that at the Cmp exam, okay? But good luck with that, Bobby. Are they rushing these exams? I don't think they're rushing them. They just, I think it's a good thing because, like I said, I had to wait 10 years back in 2009 when I did my first claim. So the VA is getting a lot faster. I've seen some of my clients have told us, hey, I've got an exam and like coming up in 2 weeks. They just filed a claim. I'm like, man. Then they come back and, 2 weeks later, they get a rating decision. Now, not all claims move that fast. I get questions about, well, how long is it going to take? There's no set time. There is no set time of when a claim will get done. Okay. There's too many variables in this process of things that could happen. Now, let's just say you claim 5 things and you have a positive opinion for 2, and they need to defer the other 3 for, clarification on the exam. They can rate those 2 and defer those other 3 if they want to. But what I've been seeing, especially with our clients and feedback from other veterans, most raters are not doing that. Why? I don't know. It's a good question. I used to see it a lot. Even when I rated, I would do it, at least get the veterans some good, news. But now from what I've been hearing from a lot of our clients and a lot of veterans that I talk to on a daily basis, they're not doing that. They're trying to wait till the deferred come back, the addendum comes back to clarify and rate everything at the same time, which prolongs, your claim. Norfolk, Virginia, U.S. Army 3rd, 31 Delta. Is that 3rd ID or is that your MOS 31 Delta? If it's 3rd ID, I used to be in 3rd ID when I was in Germany. I was in 5th Battalion, 41st Field Artillery, 3rd Infantry Division. Okay. Do the Q&A as often as you can, whenever you have the time. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate it, gun guy. I just want to get a good schedule so that way people know, hey, Dwayne's going live on this date, or Dwayne is going live every other Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try to do 7 p.m. because it gives me time once I get off work to go get a good workout in, come back, shower, and hopefully the majority of people are already home and they do have the time to spend, 30, 40 minutes with me. Okay. But thanks for the feedback, gun guy. Hey, DK, had a Cmp exam, didn't go well. It lasts all of 2 minutes, if that. I hate to hear that. I hear it a lot. But from what I've heard from other veterans that say that they Cmp exam, was that short, it didn't always come back positive. Not saying that yours will, but just from what I've seen. And if it was really short, I think that examiner didn't do due diligence, because even like a migraine DBQ, I mean, it's only 2 pages, but there are some questions on there that they need to ask the veteran. And that's why it's important to understand before you go to the exam, which exam you're going for, and knowing the diagnostic code criteria. So if it's at 2 minutes and at the end of the exam, the doctor says, hey, anything you like to add? Yeah, you forgot to ask me this. You forgot to ask me that. All this is in the criteria. Or better yet, go to the VA's website. You go to this description section of this video and all my other videos, and I put the link to all the DBQs. So if you're going for a sleep apnea Cmp exam, print it off. Take it with you. Sit there, and say, okay. And, if the examiner is not following that, say, wait a minute, this is the exam that you're supposed to be. This is not a DBQ, it's just something I had on the printer. But you've got to ask me this question, that question, this question, you know what I mean? So that's something to think about, and one thing I've been thinking I may do this, just depending on if I can get one of my peers, that is on my team to do it, but I'm the Cmp doctor, or they're the Cmp doctor, and they're the Cmp doctor, and I'm the veteran. So we can have like a mock Cmp exam, if you will. Okay, to give some examples, there's no default way to that an exam goes, because you got hundreds of Cmp examiners out there. Some are advocates for vets and some are not. Jesse, and some of my other videos, I talked about, I had 4 Cmp exams, 2 of them were horrible. So I knew within 5 minutes that they were going to deny me. And I told them, I was like, seemed like you got a bad attitude and I know you're going to deny me. So just finish asking the questions you got asked. I want you to, I want to add a comment for you to put on my exam, and then I'll just go do what I got to do. That's what I told the examiner. And guess what? She denied it, which I knew she was going to do. Lonnie, I filed an intent to file in February 2021. The VA never adjudicated my aid and attendance claim, so I lost my intent to file date. How do I fight to restore my intent to file date? Well, if you're saying that they never rated it, then the claim should still be open. Okay? If they denied it, then that's a totally different story. You're not going to have an intent to file date. So either they denied it or granted it. They had to do one or the other. Now, if they just closed it out, then that's a different story. You need to go and find out why they did it. But if you're saying that they never adjudicated it, is the claim still open? Did you receive a negative opinion or denial on that? Alex, M21 states for spine service connection, the VA should also evaluate for nerve condition. I presented evidence for sciatica during my back Cmp exam, but the Cmp examiner didn't include sciatica. Any thoughts? You are correct. On the back DBQ, it does talk about radiculopathy. I think that's in section 1. They call it radiculopathy. Then later on, the diagnosis in section 1 is either radiculopathy or peripheral neuropathy, one of the two. And then later on in that exam, it talks about sciatic nerve, femoral nerve, decreased sensation, sense of touch, and all that stuff. If they didn't, and my question is, do you have a copy of that exam, Alex? And this is why I want to do the Zoom live Q&A, because we can, I'm looking at your questions and I'm having questions. But if we were all in a Zoom meeting setting, then I can ask these questions in real time and really get you some good answers. Okay. So that's why I'm doing that live Q&A and Zoom this Friday, the 27th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So my question to you, Alex, is do you have a copy of that Cmp exam? If so, did the examiner leave it off there? Again, some examiners are thorough, some are not. They could have addressed it. If you don't have a copy of the Cmp exam, they could have addressed it and said, you don't have a diagnosis. I'm not saying that you don't, but you don't know what's on that exam if you don't have a copy of it. And again, CD, VA claims folder, okay? People, let me know. I only had one individual gun guy tell me how often and what days and time that you want to see these for me to do a YouTube live Q&A. Only gun guy said something. So I'm getting a lot of questions. I'm not hearing anything from anybody else. So let me know, okay? James, U.S. Air Force vet. Is it worth for SMC to refile after you have had joint surgery for the opposite side that you are service connected for 100% PNT? That would be up to you. But if which SMC are you trying to file for a surgery? Do you mean paragraph 29, paragraph 30, temporary convalescence? But if you're 100% PNT, I still put some claims in for a particular reason. So that would be up to you if you would want to do that or not. But I'm kind of confused on with SMC you would be trying to get service connected for due to a hip surgery. 1900 is fine. Every other Wednesday. Okay, thank you, Ms. Grill. 1900. Okay, all right. Army Air Force. Okay. St. Augustine High School, New Orleans. Okay. All right. Okay. I've been down there. I've been Mardi Gras before, well before Hurricane Katrina. I think I went, it was let's see when I go. February. I think I went February 2003 because in March 2003 I moved to Chicago. So yeah, that was the last time I've been in New Orleans. My wife, she wants to go. Let me know how it is down there now. There we go, Benny. Hi, Dwayne. Thanks for the valuable info you provide. Can you file multiple intent to file, or is it one intent to file? For example, if I want to file 2 independent claims versus 1 claim with multiple claims. Okay, so Benny, I'm gonna try to explain this. You get 1 intent to file per claim. So let's just say you do an intent to file January 1st, 2021. Then you file a 526CZ for some February 1st, 2021. That claim that you submitted on February 1st, 2021 is for that other intent to file. Now, let's say you come back on June 1st and do another intent to file, and then you come back on July 1st, 2021 and do another claim. That claim on July 1st is for that intent to file on June, not all the way back to January. Okay. So I hope I answered that question. Again, if we were live in a Zoom meeting, you could be like, yep, I understand it. So let me know. The real H-Town. Does that stand for Houston? If you are in Houston, the real H-Town, from the north and south side, Slim Doug, Bun B. All right. So the real H-Town. Hey, Dwayne, I'm 6% for arthritis in the knee, shoulders, and right elbow. So I'm assuming that you're a combined 60% for all those conditions. Apply for TDIU. Whew, you are very brave. Okay. I give you that. Everybody that's giving a round of applause. You say he did TDIU. And remember, TDIU is a claim for increase. TDIU cannot be a standalone claim. So I did a video. It was a while back. And I think in that video, the form has changed, but it's a box on there. Okay. I think on the old 8940, I think it was box 12, but now it's box 18. But it still asks this question: what conditions are you claiming prevent you from gainful employment or something like that? Okay. So you have to put service-connected conditions, not service-connected conditions, service-connected conditions. And when you do that, you're claiming an increase for those conditions. Now, there's other scheduler criteria that's warranted, but go back and check out their video. TDIU just had Cmp exam for depression, secondary to chronic pain, also secondary connect my left knee to, okay, so I'm not understanding that question, H-Town. Had exam lasted all 2 minutes, denied within, see, there, Jesse, I hated to say it, but I was afraid of that. Had a neurosurgeon later declared that it was service related, secondary to hip and knee repair. That was one of the things that I was going to talk about, but I'll go ahead and do it now. I did a video recently about inconsistencies with the VA requesting exams. I talked about it on my last live stream. And what we've been seeing with a lot of clients is they're submitting actionable and sufficient DBQs and or Nexus statements. Had somebody come on one of my YouTube video comment sections and saying, well, you don't know what only a rater knows that what makes a DBQ actionable but insufficient. I told him, I said, well, I used to be a rater. I remember when they first came out. So before I retired from the VA, I rated hundreds of claims where I had to look at the DBQ. So Jesse, what I did, I submitted an increase for a particular condition. My last claim, actually 2 service-connected conditions, I requested an increase with DBQs. They kept calling me in for an exam. I said, I'm not going because I'm not going to give you any information to use against me. That doctor that you want me to go see has never treated me. They're not my treating physician, and they would never treat me. So how can I trust that they're going to do anything right? Again, there's some good Cmp examiners, and then there's some not so good ones. I had two. Okay. So I decided not to go. Now, I don't tell people they should or they shouldn't go, but what I do tell people is understand your options if you have a DBQ and or Nexus statement that is sufficient. Okay. And then you have to make that decision and live with those consequences. And then if it's negative, be educated on, okay, what is your next move? Okay. Yes, they did. Okay. All right. Can a rater disagree with a Cmp examiner decision? Yes. And I've seen it. They can, but you don't see it that often. If they do, I seen it one time, and it was, for when a rater did that, I seen it, and it was for all the wrong reasons. I would say I won't get into detail, but they let their personal feelings get into play, and they shouldn't have. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Can everybody still hear me? I'm assuming so because got a lot of comments. Okay. So if you're leaving a comment saying, hey, vets, I'm not pulling it up because I just want to make sure I get to all the questions, but I do appreciate the feedback. Michael Gilbert says, I received 100% PNT. Hey, congrats. But I had two appeals that were in the appeals process before the 100%. If these two appeals are awarded, will I receive a new effective date for the 100%? Again, Mike, more information is going to be needed because what are you appealing? Are you appealing effective date? Are you obviously you're not appealing the same condition? It could, depending on if they grant the new condition or whatever you're appealing, and they take that effective date back to before you were 100%, then yes, it could change the overall 100% effective date. But that's all I can say. It could, but there's other things that's going to come into play. Carolina, can obstructive sleep apnea be secondary to service connected if you have PTSD? It could. I'm not a medical provider, so I've seen it happen. I've seen veterans get service connected for it sometimes. Not a lot, but again, I'm not a medical professional, so you would have to get a medical opinion and rationale. A doctor would have to make that determination. My sarcoidosis was recently diagnosed. How do I claim it if it's hard to diagnose and tell when it started? Again, that video I just went past. If you look at, I think it's this one, okay, where I talked about the 5 ways, the first step in the VA claims process. So you got to ask yourself, where does sarcoidosis fall under the 5 ways of service connection? Then you have to know the criteria for each 5, and then that will answer your question. Okay. See, I am 20 years removed from the military. I show throat issues in my records currently on a CMP. Can I file a claim for sleep apnea? That would be up to you. Where does the claim for sleep apnea fall under the 5 ways of service connection? And in that video I keep referring to, that's what I'm telling people. Go back and look at that video. I even have a slide where I have a list of conditions on the right, service connect conditions, 5 ways of service connection on the left. Where does that fall under the 5? What is the criteria for that 5? Okay. We give training on that. All right. You got to understand that first. At least that's just, my opinion. If I had to do it over again, that's the first thing I would be doing. Learning, being educated on the 5 ways of service connection. When I'm claiming, which one of those does it fall under? What do I need to submit that claim, depending on the 5 ways of service connection? Gregory, hi, Dwayne. Thanks for being a shepherd for us vets. Hey, no problem. I enjoy it. Is it better to file a secondary claim online or making an appointment with the VSO? That would be up to you, Greg, but I would tell you this. I'll give you my personal story on that. I never filed a claim on e-benefits. I did. No, I tried to do a dependent claim, and it kicked it back saying since I was 6 or 7, I had to do it. I had to, fax it in. I faxed it and mailed it in. You can do it online if you want. That would be up to you. My first claim I did online. It was some program they used. It wasn't e-benefits. It was something else where you could file a claim online. I did my first claim online. After that, I mailed them in, or I took them when I worked at the VA. I took them in to an office where they could date stamp them. And they would overnight them to the regional office that handle the employees' claims. Now, as it pertains to VSO, I talk about in some other videos about the VSO. I had one, but I had it for a purpose. It wasn't for them to file a claim. They did one claim for me. After that, I did the rest. That was just me. I wanted to have more control over, what I submitted, the wording on it. That was my choice. So that would be up to you, Gregory. But I just want to share what I did with mine personally. File for increase 10%. New attached items, all Nexus linked with IU. Check. Will all new items be considered for IU with this claim? Again, IU is not a standalone claim. It's a claim for increase. So in that box, which service-connected conditions you stated keeps you from gainful employment. Okay? All right. So before I go into the next question, one of the topics I want to talk about, and I always tell people, I'm here to educate you. I'm not going to tell you do X, Y, and Z other than get educated. I will tell you to do that. Now, I've asked in the past, challenge people, and I continue to challenge people, request a copy of your VA claims folder. And someone told me, when you put in that request, ask them to include an unredacted copy of the rating code sheet, because that gives you the name of the person that did it. Okay, it may only give you the initials, or it may give you the first initial and the last. If they do it or not, who knows? Now, I challenge people to do it. I even put it in the description section of all my videos of how I requested a copy of my VA claims folder. I put it in the description section of how I requested a copy of my disability breakdown letter to include the diagnostic code. So if you service connected, you have that. I feel that's some information that every veteran should have in their own folder. Okay. But I was getting some comments where people saying, hey, I requested it. I got it. But this next topic is the VA's online M21 manual reference has been up and down. I haven't heard. I was looking. It's been doing this since last Thursday or Friday, especially over the weekend. I've been trying to get in it, and then it says can't reach this website. This is not an actual website. Check your internet connection. So I was like, man, wait a minute. My internet is out, but I had opened up other windows, and it was coming up. So the M21 reference, I'm in there at least 3 or 4 times a week. It's been up and down, up and down. So the reason why I bring this up is I haven't heard about it in any comments from veterans. So that leads me to believe veterans are not going into the 38 CFR and the M21 reference and doing any research. Because if you did, I'm pretty sure I would have had at least one person say, hey, Dwayne, are you able to get into the M21? So again, we as veterans have to take ownership of our own claims. We're looking for other people. Hey, do this, do that. You're going to have to do your own research. A lot of veterans, and I'll talk to them and say, I did this. I'm like, man, you're all on it. You know everything about your claim. You're going to be successful. Some veterans will say, oh, well, the VA did this. What do? The VA did that. What? I'm not looking at any information. I don't know what any one individual at the VA will or won't do. But what I do know what they're supposed to do per the M21 and 38 CFR. So if you got a claim in, you want to go out there, and maybe this Friday, or maybe I'll do it another week, maybe next Wednesday, is I'll pull up the M21 and we'll just kind of go through it so I can show you how I do my searches in it. So if that's something you're interested in, I don't want to do it on a YouTube live. I want to do it maybe the next Zoom. That's what I'll do. We'll call it, instead of a live Q&A, we'll do an M21 101 class or something like that, so you could see exactly what I'm talking about and how I research information that I put in my videos. Okay, so if you see me show a slide and I'm talking about an M21, I've actually done some research and I'm showing you that M21. And the reason why I like the M21 is because the majority of the time they're going to have a 38 CFR at the bottom, so I don't have to go. And even when it was down this weekend, I was trying to go in the 38 CFR. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking for lay statements. Where is that at? And evidence coming up, submit evidence. And then today, when the M21 came back up on the VA's website, typed in lay statements, I found numerous court cases, found as it pertains to verifying stressors, lay statements. So it was a lot easier. And then it had the 38 CFR at the bottom that talked about evidence submitted by the vet. Okay. Howard Shemp, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. My buddy got rated at 0% for stress fractures, lower legs. What can he go to increase? Okay. I did a video on it. Okay. Why are you not being able to get an increase for your service-connected condition? That was, I think, my last video, if I'm not mistaken. Go there, tell them to go there, and I talk about where you can find the information for the criteria for the next percentage above the 0% for stress factors. Okay. I lay it out. I had 3 slides. Go check out that video. Okay. A lot of people ask me a lot of questions. Go to my videos, because just go to the video, and then, if you get to my channel, click on the video link and then just type in increase, and it should pull up that particular video. All right. It's an easy way to find it. How do I have any problem getting my claims file? Been over a year. Finally got a letter saying, here it is, but they forgot to enclose the CD, the VA, right? Filed an IRS request 6 weeks ago and another option. Again, in that video that I did on December 27th, and I talked about when I filed a VA White House complaint, and how I was able to get my CD, a second CD, in a matter of like less than 2 weeks. That video is, if you go to my YouTube channel, click on the video link, you can do a search and just put in inquiry or complaint, and that should be the first video that comes up. Okay. And I explain what I did. All right. You could try it. I'm not going to say it's going to work, but it worked for me. So that's why I want to share that video, because hopefully it works for someone else. Okay. To my right knee, also have a claim that's been deferred for the right side sciatica since January. A-Sound, getting that Zoom. I really like to know. I know this is the third time you had this question. I don't think we're on the same page. I don't think I'm understanding it completely. Okay. D. Hicks, any advice on obtaining a Nexus letter? Yeah, I went to my own doctors, told them what I needed, why I needed it, and they was like, hey, I'll help what I need to do. Reached out to some other doctors, and they just flat out said no. So I was like, okay, I'm not coming here paying for a copay. But again, with the Nexus letter, do you need a DBQ? And if you do, how do you know? Are you educated on what makes the DBQ actionable and sufficient? And are you educated on what information goes into a Nexus letter? Wayne McFadden, I was denied for Pascalona, stated it was pre-existing. Noted on my MEPS entrance exam, not true. He had my exam date wrong by 7 years. My copy states normal arch. I had a Cmp exam like that, and it's something, I don't know if it's still there, in the M21, as it talks about insufficient exam. And I, filed a complaint, and I said, hey, I got an insufficient exam. The doctor gave some incorrect information. The rater should have caught that. The rater should have caught that and sent it back for an addendum. I'm not saying that they didn't. They just said to the examiner, hey, please clarify clarify, but was it in service? Is it documented in service? Do you have a copy of your STRs from service? Do you have a copy of the Cmp exam? See exactly what that doctor said. So there's a lot of other questions that need to be answered before that question can be answered. Because I can talk scenarios all night, what coulda, shoulda, woulda, but it's not based on any evidence. And if it's not based on any evidence, all those scenarios I come up with could not be true. Okay. Why does VA not recognize the NGB 22 from the guard? What is that? I don't know what that is. Can you file a bilateral claim for both service-connected shoulders? If you want to, again, where would they fall under the 5 ways of service connection? Okay, people, man, we got some good questions here. We got 64 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Say it was going to be 30 minutes, and we've been on here for 51 minutes. So I'm only going to stay on for another 10 minutes. Let's see. Talked about inconsistencies. Talked about request a copy of a claim folder. M21 has been down. Inconsistencies. VSR still scheduling VA exams when the individual has a sufficient and actionable DBQ and or Nexus statement. Okay. Why they're doing it, I don't know. Not all of them. Some regional offices are doing it. Some are not. But the ones that are doing it, I don't know. But again, the ownership falls back on the vet because you got to get educated and make sure both are filled out correctly and all the information is in there. Okay. How many vehicle tags are you entitled to if you 100% PNT? Now, I think that's going to depend on the state. Here in Florida, you can have unlimited tags, but you're only going to get the discount on the renewal for one. So whatever state you're in, even Florida, go check with DMV because it could have changed. Okay. So that's a benefit, Doug. Outside of the VA just grants the 100% PNT. Then you have to get that letter. And then that's going to determine the state you live in is going to determine how many you can have. I saw that. Thanks, Dwayne. Okay. All right. Fort Hood, Killeen, Texas, female Desert Storm vet, go Army. Yep. I was stationed at Fort Hood. I lived in Copper's Cove. Okay. If you go out the back gate, past Comanche 1 and 2, and you're going towards Copper's Cove, as soon as you go into Copper's Cove, I stayed in that apartment complex right there on the right. Don't know if it's still there. It's been many moons ago. Bobby, I did ask. They told me it was my new claim, and they stated it would take up to 4 hours. Okay. Bobby, thanks for the advice. You taught me a lot by watching your videos. Hey, I appreciate it. And even sometimes I'll get some suggestions from veterans on videos. Now, I had some veterans say, "Can you do a video based on this scenario, and they're looking for me to do a video on their claim." I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'm going to pick a topic that either I know veterans should know about or be educated on, or if I'm talking to a veteran or, interacting with somebody, then, an idea may come up, So the next video I'm thinking about doing is lay statements. I had a question the other day. Somebody says, "Hey, what goes into a lay statement?" It's, that's kind of tricky, but I'm going to try to give one M21 reference, but then I'm going to type up some lay statements and then let people show the difference between a good one and then maybe a not so good one. But again, I don't want to say your lay statement is bad because it's your statement. It could be different than mine. Okay. But I just want to show, one where it captures some things where it's short, direct, and to the point. Okay. Dwayne, H-Town, Dwayne, if you have arthritis in both knees and bilateral back, Baker's cyst, I'm sorry, can that be secondary or is that stacking? Arthritis, now, in some joints, okay, let's just take the knees, for instance. You could be service connected for, let's say, right knee flexion, right knee extension, and right knee instability. Okay. Now, Baker's cyst is if they're going to rate that as a skin, some type of skin disfigurement. If it is, it's totally opposite than arthritis, because arthritis is under musculatorial. Baker's cyst could fall under the skin. So therefore, it wouldn't be pyramiding because it's under two different body systems in this particular scenario. Okay. Bobby says, "Go Army." That's what's up. Derek, DSM-5 other specified trauma-related disorder includes PTSD, acute stressor disorders. Thank you for DSM-5 education. Articulated this during my high-level informal interview. There you go. There you go. There you go. I see. Now, other specified trauma stressor, I don't think that's in the DSM-5. I can't remember. I think I reached out to a mental health professional, and he told me that it wasn't, but I can't remember. I cannot remember. But Google the DSM-5 and see if that diagnosis is in the DSM-5. Okay. Mario. Hello, Ms. Kimball. 100% IU and schedule with the SMC S1. Is it worth fighting for SMC K? If you qualify for it and you want to go after it, again, understand the criteria for SMC K. It's a loss of use, right? Got loss of use of creative organ. I can't remember the other two, but it's like loss of use of maybe like lower extremity, upper extremity, something like that. There's some criteria for the SMCK. So what you can do, go to M21, type in SMCK, and then at the bottom of that is going to give you the same information under the 38 CFR, which is law. Okay. Excuse me. Every week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. is good. Hey, appreciate it. Excuse me, I got to get some water. Oh. Sorry about that. Every other week. Thank you for that feedback. JJ, supplemental claim file, VA Gov says we do not know your status. For a month, call VA line, said looking for DBQ, had one done by Cmp Exam in April. Is this standard? It's not uncommon. Now, remember, when you call that 800 number, you're just talking to somebody on the phone. They're not making decisions on your claim. They only can give you limited information. All right, we got 62 people. Let's get these likes up. Make sure you like it. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hello, there we go. New subscriber. I had surgery for a condition separate and distinct from my SMC L.5 base rate. Okay, all right. You throwing some knowledge around in there. You say SMCL base rate. I see you. But my claim for a temp 100% convalescent 3-month rating for additional step increase denied, not entered in SMC calculator. Wow. All that information as it pertains to that, you have to put all that information in the SMC calculator. Okay. And whatever additional information you're trying to get that SMC increase for. Okay. I don't have a calculator. And even when you have a calculator, you got to have all that other information in front of you. Make sure you plug it all in, because when you hit, I don't know if it's accept or enter on the SMC calculator, it's going to generate them SMC codes. And it's going to tell you, the rater, okay, the veteran is entitled to SMCK, SMCS, SMCL, SMCO, half step, whatever, P, whatever, R1 or whatever. But, you're going to have an SMC calculator and all that information that needs to be plugged into that SMC calculator as well. All new items and claim for increase with 10% only, but requested IU consideration have CMP all completed prior to submitting all items linked to motorcycle accident. So I'm assuming the motorcycle accident was in service. Okay, everyone, we'll try to get through the rest of these questions. I really appreciate it. We're coming up on an hour. I'll take a couple more. Clarification for early question, diagnosed with asthma at 40%. Okay. Asthma at 40 years old, I'm sorry, along with other respiratory issues, never a smoker, and trying to link to burn pits as a new claim. So I presume you're trying to file a Gulf War undiagnosed illness. That's what I'm presuming. Okay. Doug, how many years must pass before your 100% PNT status is protected? 20. Now, there are some other years, other protections underneath that, but 20 is based on if, let's just say you're service connected at PTSD for 100%, oh, back at 40%. And for whatever reason, just you come in for another claim 20 years later, and the VA finds that, oh, we never should have granted you that 40% for back. If it's been in effect for 4 years, for 20 years, that 40% has been in effect for 20 years, and it's not due to fraud, then they can't take it away, even though it's a mistake. But there are some other things, years under that as well. Okay. Terry, 410 Mountain Fort Polk. Okay. My question is, I put in for TDIU and I did a Cmp for a few things. Then I seen an increase up to 100, but my claim currently open. I had another Cmp from left leg. So 100% is the greater benefit over IU. So I know they used to rate it as denying the IDU because it's moot and granting 100% P&T, but they changed it basically saying they can grant both, but 100% is a greater benefit over IU. My benefit letter says I'm 100% P&T and I'm on board. There you go. So you should be good to go. How do you get a copy of your Cmp exam? Terry, you must be new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. But look in the description section of this video and any other video, and you'll see how I got a copy of my VA claims folder on CD. Okay? Give me a thumbs up, Terry, if you see that. Okay, a little off topic. Is a parent plus loan covered under P&T loan? So, hey, good question. Good question, B. Stevens. Good question. I did a video. Man, I've done a lot of videos. I did a video on things that you can, benefits that you can receive outside of the VA once you're 100% P&T. And in the description section of that video, I believe I put, I don't remember the 800 number, but the website is disabilitydischarge.com. Disabilitydischarge.com. I do a presentation for a nonprofit here in Tampa, Florida, every third Thursday of every month at 10 a.m. And in that presentation, I give the 800 number, I list the 800 number and that website. Go to that website, disabilitydischarge.com. There's an 800 number. You call them and you ask that rep. I want to say yes, but this is a benefit in a total different agency. So go to disabilitydischarge.com and call the 800 number. That video is, if you go to my YouTube channel, type in P&T, that video should come up, or benefits, 100% or something like that. Benefits that you can receive outside the VA once you become 100% P&T. Now, each state is different. I have people tell me, oh, you can get this. You didn't say this. I don't know all the benefits outside of the VA. I don't. Here in Tampa, you can park at the airport for free if you got DV tags, you're 100% P&T. Can you do that at LAX? I don't know. If you're in the LA area, you got to ask them. Now, if I was to move to LA, then that would be definitely one of the things that I would be asking that, call the airport or that garage and, saying, hey, or the parking lot, say, hey, I'm 100% P&T. What do I need to do to get my parking for free? No problem with current time. Okay. Q&As weekly after 1900 Wednesdays. Okay. I only get like 60 some people. So make sure you share these videos. I want to get the attendance up. Got a lot of engagement tonight, guys, and women. Sorry. I definitely appreciate it. 7 p.m. is great. Even though I watch baseball, you are more entertaining. Thank you. You watch baseball. Bobby, what is your favorite team? St. Augustine alumni in the building class. Okay. All right. I see you. Yes, I really like your idea of the role play. I didn't want to say role play. So, but that's what I said. We'll do like a scenario, but that's what I was thinking on Cmp Exam, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. are great. Okay. So we'll try to, get a meeting there. Now, again, I want to do more live Zoom meetings. I normally do them every Friday at 1 p.m. I made this session free, so we actually got people signed up. but it's pretty much the same thing that we're doing here, but we're live. I can share my screen. People ask me questions. We can do research if we have the time. So it's a little bit more engaging, okay? This Friday is free, okay? But normally I do a live Q&A by Zoom every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello, DK, 1900 Wednesday. Melvin, okay. What you got back there, Melvin? You working out? You like you in the gym there, okay. North Side, okay. All right. Broderick, Wednesdays, twice a month. Okay, 30, 40 minutes if possible. Okay, we're out 1 hour, 5 minutes. We got a lot more questions, guys. I know I'm not going to get through all these. I'm going to take a couple more. I'm going to call it a wrap. I believe in Jesus Christ. What happens after the BVA grants appeal and states they agree with the vet that the past denial was not correct? Appeal granted. If it's granted, you should get something. Sometimes it may go back to remand, okay? And the judge may say, hey, VA regional office, you forgot to do this. Go out and do this. Get it, maybe another medical opinion or something like that. So it just depends on what the judge requests. Can veterans with a other than honorable discharge file a VA claim? Yes. Give me 1 second, Michael. Look at that. See how I go right to it? Other than honorable. If you have other than honorable, separation reason not applicable, you will need a character of discharge. See that, people? See, I got all this information. This is my old training SMC manual, okay, that I got in here. You know what? Somebody asked something about SMCK, okay? But, Michael, yes, you will need a character of discharge according to this. Go to the M21, and you can type in COD or character of discharge. It's like Google, and it will give you all the M21 references as it pertains to character of discharges. When you get there, then you'll see OTH, and at the bottom, it should have a 38 CFR attached to it as well to give a little bit more detail, okay? But somebody, I can't remember who it is, I hope you're still in there, but you talked about criteria for SMCK. So this is my SMCK old training manual, but it's still good. See those tabs on there? So SMCK, loss of use of a hand, 38 CFR 3.350 subpart A, subpart 2. Loss of use of a foot, okay? Then you have loss of use of both buttocks. Then loss of use of a creative organ. All those are the criteria of, okay, SMCK, blindness in one eye. All right? SMCK, deafness in both ears. All these are qualifications. SMCK, complete organic aphonia. Aphonia is this when there is a disability of the organs of speech that constantly preludes communication by speech. Okay, and it gives criteria. Okay, I keep all this right here in my office. All right, I got my rating schedule over there. Some of it is outdated, but I know the diagnostic code. I know where to go find it online in the 38 CFR, all that stuff. So I have all this readily available. So that's why I say, vets, you have to take ownership of your claim. Got to do the research, okay? So whoever had those questions about the SMC, I read them off. I actually did a video about SMCK, SMCS, and SMCL. So if you go to my YouTube channel, click on the video link. There should be like a little magnifying glass. Type in SMC, and that video should come to the top. And I think I do some slides in there, and I talk about the different criteria for the SMCs, okay? And I list some of the 38 CFRs in there as well. Hearing loud and clear is that time, okay. Michael, thanks for your response, not a problem. Thanks for the advice. Banks, okay. Man, we still got some more questions, okay. God, I know I'm not going to get through all these questions. So I'm just going to try to pick some people that I haven't, that hasn't, I picked up questions before. Hello, new subscriber. Hey, appreciate it. Hey, we got 6 to 8 people in here. We need to get these likes up, okay? Hit that like button. New subscriber here, can you explain TDIU? I think I had that acronym correct. I was told that while I was waiting to get 100% squared away, I'd be eligible for this for a temporary boost to 100. Now, TDIU is not temporary. Either you're going to get it or you're not. Now, if you're talking about temporary 100%, that could be under convalescence, either paragraph 29 or paragraph 30. Okay. I did a video on TDIU. Go to my YouTube channel, click on videos, and type in TDIU and that video should come up. And I talk about the criteria for IU. Okay. And I think that'll answer your question. This is great, valuable information. Appreciate it. Let's see. Willie Sutton, yes, 3rd Infantry Division, Dog Face Soldiers. There it is. I'm glad they didn't make me sing that song when I went before the E5 board. I have a copy of the CFR 38 was in last week showing a fellow veteran his claim for. Okay, good job. It's the time to win. Can you do a video show how go through? Yeah. So it's that time. That's what I'm gonna do. This Friday is going to be just another Q&A, but maybe the Friday after next, I'll do one on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I normally do them. They are, I do charge for those, but I may do another one free. That's when it's free this Friday. I may do another one where we just talk about and go through that M21. I did say that earlier, so okay. Some people, if you ask a question twice, I'm skipping over. I'm trying to get to some individuals that I hadn't got to their question. Okay. Thank you for what you do for all of us. Take charge of your claim, ladies and gents. Educate yourself. Man, I'm going to leave that up. I'm going to read it again. Thank you for what you do. Well, I'm just going to read the second part. Take charge of your claim, ladies and gentlemen. Educate yourself. There it is. Not only coming from me, for somebody else. Okay. M21 class will be great. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start promoting that. I'm going to have my assistant set it up. I don't think, when is next? The 3rd? That may be, this Labor Day weekend, right? So, maybe we could fit that in there. I'll make that a free one, and we'll talk about a Zoom. Again, you need to show your video when I do these, but I'll share my screen, and we'll go through the M21, okay? Gene Webb, I think you were here last week. Good to see you back. I'm on the right track with a claim. Have a Nexus letter, original active duty medical, which shows neural damage from lightning strike, was awarded 40%. Anxiety and depression. Hey, can't be awarded 40% for anxiety and depression. It either has to be 0, 10, 30, 50, 70, or 100 for a minimum. Now, you could have 30 for depression and 10 for tinnitus or something. Okay. All right. Ron, hi. If the VA paid for a surgery that eventually made you feel better, would they reduce your rating? I'm 100% PNT, all static, service connected lower back, secondary depression. I'm also 55 years old. Okay, so the 55, you're talking about routine future exams. Now, if they did a surgery, in order for them to determine if you've gotten better, okay, did you go in for an increase? And sometimes that injury may come back. It may have subsided some symptoms, okay? But if you do a surgery, that's on the hospital side. The benefit side is not going to go and say, oh, you had surgery, we're going to look at something. Oh, no. Now, if you come in for an increase for that particular condition or something like that, then they may look at it. But it's going to be from the Cmp exam, that information. Okay, Ranger, I see you. Give you a big whoop. And thanks for your continued service to us. Hey, no problem. And thank you for your service. Alex Air Force, have you seen a claim of migraine secondary to tinnitus? Yes. And every other Wednesday is good. Cool. So I think we're locked in on Wednesdays. So it'll be around the same time. I may mix it up a little bit. I wanted to be at the same time, but I would say right now I'm be looking at 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Or 7:30. Man. All right. What is SMC? Especially monthly compensation. What is M21 website? I came here late. M21 is a reference. It's not a law, but it's a reference, an instruction that VA employees follow. What's good about it? It's easy to navigate. I'm going to do, I'm going to show people how to go through it. Not this Friday, but next Friday. I think that's the 3rd. Yeah, the 3rd. I'm going to have my assistant get that set up so we can see where to go, what it looks like, how to do searches in it and stuff like that. Is it smart to file a claim while you still have a couple of years left? A couple of years left on active duty. Go to my YouTube channel, do a search, type in BDD, that's Bravo Delta Delta. I did a video on when can you file a claim when you're on active duty. And I give the M21 reference that talks about the requirements. So if you're still on active duty, Nicholas, go check out that video. And you're in a good position because you can still go to sick call, report stuff, and things of that nature. Ryan, Board of Veterans Appeals. Thanks, Chris Bonds, for the answer. A veteran thought he could not file. Okay, all right. Thanks, Dwayne. Yes, motorcycle accident service. Talk more on your live feed Friday. Okay. Mike Coffee. Let me see if you are signed up, Mike. Oh, let's see. Oh, yep. I see you, Mike. You signed up on August 22nd. All right. Got your order number there. Yep. We'll see you there then. Thanks, Dwayne Gun Guy. Sounds good. Do you have a web page with a list of all research stuff and links? I have them saved on my browser, but I don't have them like saved on a document to send out. Sometimes I'll share the link in the chat window. I did share some links of my videos in the chat window. Mario, thanks, Dwayne. You're welcome. Hey, there we go, Asher. What's going on? I think you're up in ATL, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, thanks for that super sticker. And before I go, and I am way over my time, but before I go, I want to let everybody know, when you do a super sticker or you watch a video and I receive funds from that every month from YouTube. I'm changing my website. I'm having my designer change some things on the website, because those funds, when you do a super sticker or we receive money from YouTube, we take that, and now KMD89, my company, KMD89 Consulting, and the website is in the description section of all my videos. So we've adopted one high school in St. Petersburg, Florida, on the other side of the bay, and one in Sefton, Florida, a middle school. Some of the things that we're going to be doing, we're going to be purchasing school supplies. The middle school has a leaky refrigerator. They need a lot of help. So the money we receive from a super sticker or something like that, we're putting back into our own community in low-income schools. So a lot of these schools, they don't have masks. And here in Florida, you probably heard about some of the school districts are going to mandatory masks. So some students don't have masks. Teachers don't have anywhere to heat up their food. So just little things like that. We're going to be doing educational days where I'm going to get some federal veteran entrepreneurs like myself in the Tampa area to go into these schools and do career days. We're going to, we're going to be giving pencils, pens, highlighters. So when you give a super sticker or you make a donation or whatever we get from Google, that's where those funds are going. Okay. It's not going in my pocket. We keep track of it, and you'll see more of this on our website. So when we start doing donations, we'll post pictures with the principals, maybe some of the students, but maybe the principals and teachers and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing some appreciation days for some teachers, gift cards, stuff like that. So when you give a super sticker or we get these funds, we do have an account set up where we're going to put that money back into a community at low-income schools. Okay. HCC 15 CAF, live the legend. Okay. I was in 182 FA and 282. We were up on Abrams Avenue, right up from Abrams Gym. What if you don't go to your Cmp exam? What would happen? Why? Why wouldn't you go? That's the question you got to ask. Okay. Like I said, when I didn't go, it was because I had a DBQ that's actionable and sufficient. Now, there's a thing called abandonment of claim. Okay. Research that. All right. And that should tell you a little bit more about if you abandon it. If you don't have a Cmp exam, if you don't have a DBQ and you just say, I'm not going to go, you don't have any evidence that they can rate with, it may not turn out good. Okay. Okay. Alex gave us, okay, I'm going to step right down to Alex. Alex, hey, appreciate that. $4.99. We don't ask for super stickers, but if you do, we definitely appreciate it. And the schools that we have adopted, they will appreciate it as well. Again, once we get some information, some photos, and we start the donations, which are going to be real soon, we're going to be posting some of those pictures on our website. Okay, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Hey, Ryan Marshall, thank you. Sign up for the live Q&A this Friday, and we'll talk more about the regulations and links and stuff like that. Hey, bro, thank you, sir. Hey, I appreciate it, Asher. Again, I'm still waiting on that information, Asher. If you want me to come up there and do one of my 3-hour presentations for the veterans, that let me know. I haven't heard anything. Let me know now. Thank you for your time. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, Gene Webb said, just signed up. Let's see. Let me refresh my screen. Let's see. So who's ever coming this week, make sure whatever name you sign up with, your name, no, there you go, Gene. I see you. Yep, you signed up. We're going to have about, looks about maybe 14, 15 people. We still got some seats, okay? So sign up with the name that's in here. Everybody looks like they got an actual name. When you log in, sign up, use that name, okay? Because I'm going to be taking roll. I'm only going to be letting those people with actual names. If you got screen name Jedi Mind Tricks, you're not getting in, okay? Okay, there we go, Lil Rock. Hey, I appreciate it. See that back there, Lil Rock? I'm going to give it to you. See that? Hey, I appreciate it. Go, my frat. Much love. Hey, thanks again for all the super stickers. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I think I was able to get to more people's questions. Oh, wait a minute. We got one. I have Marcus. This is great info, and every other Wednesday is good. I started reading 38 CFR M21. Can you educate current guard reserves that are prior service on filing VA claims? Marcus, if you sign up or call me, I did a training, about a 2-hour training for a reserve unit, talking about reserve claims and stuff like that. I didn't post it on my channel, but I have the gentleman's channel. I'm subscribed to it. Give me 1 second. What is his name? He recorded it, and I gave him permission to put it on his YouTube channel. Ray Blackman. If you go to his channel let me type it in the comment section. Raymond, Blagmon. Okay. So Marcus, I just typed it in. It's at the bottom. If you go to YouTube, look for, oh shoot, wait a minute. Okay, there it is. That's his YouTube channel. Go there. I did a training for him. He recorded it. He uploaded. It's about 2 hours. It wasn't that many questions, but that information, that training I'm talking about, guard and reservists. Okay, so go check that out. All right. Do you see me sign in up for this Friday? Man. Yep. I can't remember your name. It's that time. Are you STL or NY? STL or St. Louis or New York? Okay. I just came into chat. What time do you usually start? I'm in Arizona. We were talking about that. I was asking for some feedback with times, and people were saying Wednesdays is good. But if I do it, it's either going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays, or 6, 7, or 7:30 every Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. Okay, NY. It's that NY. I don't see your name on there. Okay. Well, give me a call. I know we talked before. Okay, thanks. No problem. Why is it realistic to consider a period of service? It is. You have your first period and second period, but on a DD 214, it looks as though it's one. Mr. T. George, hey, thank you for that super sticker. Hey, I really appreciate all the super stickers tonight, guys. And I am like in 45 minutes over than what I said, but we had a really good conversation tonight. I think this has probably been the most engagement, really good questions. I can't thank you enough about the super stickers. Definitely appreciate it, but definitely be on the lookout. Having a conversation tomorrow with my web developer, and we're going to have to come up with some ideas and some content as it pertains to our adopted schools to get that information out there. One of them, they've been kind of dragging their feet, but one has been engaging with us, and so we're going to start doing some things with them in the next couple of weeks to get them going, because they're like I said, in a low income area, and they need some help. So we want to come in and provide whatever help we can to help the students and the teachers, especially during COVID. Or go over reserve and guard AGR. Okay. Again, I was telling somebody about the guard and AGR, the Raymond Blackman, his video I recorded where I did some training for a reserve unit. Okay. Will call. I don't see that on here for Friday. Corey Williams, thanks. NY Raymond. Okay. All right. So, all right, Ryan Marshall. Yeah, did you sign up? Yep, there it is. I see you, Ryan. All right. Man, my screen just went out. Okay. All right, but I still got my YouTube. All right. So, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks again for attending. And I always say I want to keep it to an hour, but hey, I appreciate the super stickers. A lot of good information. I'm looking forward to this Friday. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to be live. You can see me. So if you're in there, make sure you share your screen. If you don't share your screen, I will remove you. If I need to share my screen to get into something, I'll do it. I don't want to jump into the M21 because I want to do that for next Friday. And that's because that's the only thing that we're going to be talking about is that M21. I may show it, but we're going to go into detail on it Friday after next. Okay. So again, okay, it's that time. Yep. Call me tomorrow. So definitely, thanks again for all the super stickers. And hope to see everybody there this Friday. Thanks again for thanks for the super stickers. I definitely appreciate it, and the donations. So again, I want to make sure we get our website updated so you can see some of the things that we're doing with these schools. All right. So, hey, with that being said, thank you. Thank you for your service. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video with other veterans. Make sure you hit that like button before I log off. And thanks again. And thank you for your service. Have a good evening. Bye.